Hello, hello, and welcome to a VANNtastic day. We're going to get YouTube uploaded here. Hello and welcome. Welcome to another fun adventure on the VANNtastic channel. We are showing Finances Gone Wild, and you are looking at not just one line of debt over here. You're looking at two lines of debt, two columns here. 22 debts. 22 debts. Do you know how overwhelming it is for this person? Do you know how stressed out she is right now? Do you know how stressed out I was when I saw this? This is literally over $10,000 in just monthly payments. $5,940 of that is her car and her home. But $4,973 is nothing but junk. Junk. Do you have this? Do you have this struggle? Is it stealing your joy? I bet it is. I'll bet that you're not able to focus on the things that you need to focus on because you're loaded in stupid debt. And you know, the problem when I look at this is not that they wanted to buy some things. I like buying things. You like buying things. But it was how they thought they had to buy it. They thought they had to buy it through Affirm, through Upgrade, through Propel. So when I look at this, I don't think, oh my gosh, what an idiot. What? Why would they go out and do this? Why would you go out and cover yourself up with almost $5,000 in junk payments every month? Junk debt. Why would you do that? That wasn't the first thought I had. The first thought I had was, wow, bless you. You thought you had to go this way. You didn't know there was another option. That's the sad part for me. That's the sad part for the American people, is that we have all of this stuff thrown in front of our faces that we want. TikTok has like the funnest product. Sometimes I will look at TikTok just to think, wow, okay, I want to try that. And what's the little buttons that they have down there for you to purchase through? Is it Affirm? Is it PayPal credit? What is it that you're falling victim to? So when I saw all of this mess, and I wrote them out just for you, because I want you to be reassured that if you're in this condition, it's not your fault. Sure, I know somebody's screaming right now. I can hear you. It is their fault. They need to stop spending. I spend. Are you going to judge me? I buy things off of TikTok frivolously. Are you going to judge me? Or would you look at my finances and say, oh yeah, but she can afford that. She can afford to do that because, I don't know, she's a YouTuber. Is that what you would say to me if you saw all these things that I have? all of these crazy little things like, I don't know, crazy lipstick that you buy at Ulta that costs too much? Would you judge me? Or would you say exactly what I said? Oh, well, she makes a lot of money. She can buy all of that stuff. You see how unfair that is? That just because somebody makes a lot of money, we don't judge them if they're taking care of their finances. But if you make a little bit of money, then you don't deserve anything. You don't deserve to, especially purchase anything off of TikTok. I think that that is so judgmental, I could puke. Because it's not fair that people look at people like this lady and say, she doesn't make enough money for this stuff. But then you might look at me or somebody around you that you think makes a lot of money, and you might say, well, they can afford to buy it, so good for them. What if I told you that this person who is covered up in these little bitty loans, these affirm, these upgrades, these propels, all of this other stuff, what is it, Klarna? What if I told you that she makes over $15,000 a month? What would you say then? Oh, her house and her car is only 6,000 of that. She has $9,000 left. So some of you are saying, well, if I made $15,000 a month, I wouldn't even be in a house debt. Would you? Really? 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 Okay, you go ahead and you assume that. We know what happens when we assume. But I get these ridiculous comments on YouTube, and you will say that. You will say, well, they make $7,000 a month and they shouldn't be in debt. Well, I'm showing you we've got over $15,000 a month coming in income, and we are covered up in over $10,000 a month in monthly payments. Why? Why? You think that they just got excited and they were like, oh boy, Klarna is going to let me get that for them for only, I don't know, $55 a month? Or do you think that they maybe feel as broke as you do, making, I don't know, $2,500 a month? And they're like, gosh, I would really like that. I'll put it on Klarna payments, or I'll put it on Affirm payments for $31 a month. I can afford that because I make over $15,000 a month. Be careful how you look at another person and their finances, because you don't know what they've been through. This person has been dealing with illness. And I don't know, maybe some people get in a desperate way when they're dealing with a real illness that's affecting their health, their life. Maybe they think, I would really like to just have some peace here for a minute, and I think that if I, buy this, then, that'll, maybe it's medication. Maybe it's some holistic something. But the idea is that you can't look at another person and judge what their overall finances look like. Because the first thing you might think is that, well, they're really, really broke and they have no other way but to buy things through these small little loans, high interest loans. But I bet not one of you thought about her making over $15,000 a month and having all of this. What would have happened if she would have had a line of credit? Wow, there's a thought. Hold on. Let that sink in a minute. What if she would have had a line of credit rather than having to take on these little bitty loans? What would that look like with her income, especially? We could run numbers on this all day long, and she's going to come out better than what she's doing right now in high interest loans. High interest. Some of these loans are over 300% interest. So even though she may be just charged, I don't know, $665, what if she ends up paying almost $2,000 for whatever that was? All because these small monthly payments of $34 over 950 years, that adds up, doesn't it? So when you're looking at these small things that you're doing through Affirm, Klarna, Upgrade, Upstart, whatever it is, I'm not mad at you. I'm saying maybe you should try a line of credit. Maybe you should be working on your credit score, get that up a little bit, move into a line of credit, and then end up paying, I don't know, 10% interest instead of 100%? Wouldn't that make more sense? And then have the stuff you want instead of making these little monthly payments. This is serious. This woman was completely stressed out. You may be completely stressed out. I'm not stressed out. I know exactly what I would do with this situation. I know exactly what I would do. It's going to take her a minute because now she has to work her credit score back up. Because when you do stuff like this, and some of these are right at the limit that she borrowed, so that brings your score down. So it might take her a couple of months to get that score back up to where she can get into a larger line of credit. She has a lot of equity in her home. She might look at doing a HELOC eventually. If she got a HELOC and wrapped all of this stuff in it, wow, that'd be great. Because look at this. She has over $705,000 in total debt, but 550 of that is her home. 78,000 is a car. So all of these little things are adding up to the rest of that. And it's taking her cash flow in little bitty payments. 31, 34, 43, 63, 39. Are you doing that? Are you doing that? I know I have. I'm not fussing. I'm just asking. Are you doing it? Is there a better way? Let's look at a better way. Let's talk about what would happen if she had, I don't know, let's start out really baby. Let's say a $5,000 line of credit. What happens if she took this $4,368 balance and put it into a $5,000, a $5,000 line of credit? Well, let's just talk about it. Okay, we'll talk about that one. Now look at this. 1626, 619, 758, 665, 452, 935, 222, 565. Do you see how they're all small? They're small. Same on this side. So what happens if we take the 4368 and we put it into a revolving line of credit. Okay, so 5,000. And let's say it's at 14%. They won't be that high usually, but let's just pretend. And we're going to take the 4368 over here, and we're going to pay it off into this line. Now, this payment alone is $570, right? That's gone. We now have $570 in cash flow that we didn't have before because we moved it into the line. And this woman gets paid. She gets paid $5,000. Where does it go? It goes into the revolving line of credit. So she can't put 5,000. So she puts 4368. But wait, what would happen if we come over here and we say, hey, wait a minute, let's see now. This is only $222. I could put that in here. This is only, I don't know, $452. I could put that in here. We're going to gain some more cash flow. So let's go in and we're going to put, we got 5,000. Let's do $565 to gain 63 more dollars. So with this 4368, we gained 570 in cash flow. With this 565, we gained 63 in cash flow. $633 gained in cash flow in one move. One move. Thank you, TikTok. So one move, we moved these payments into cash flow by putting them into one line of credit. So now we have a balance of $4,933 in this line of credit at 14%. She gets paid $5,000. What happens? 4,933 of her income goes into this. What just happened? Some of you are thinking in your mind right now, wait a minute, what just happened? Some of you are thinking, yeah, but that was $5,000. She still needs to live. Good thought. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about what we need to live. Because remember, she makes over $15,000. Her payments are over $10,000 just in loans. She just gained $633 in cash flow. So this amount went down $633, right? Because that's paid off. She put her income and it was like magic. But it's not magic. It's just using a line of credit. Because now she's going to be able to transfer over, let's say, I don't know, all of these payments that she needs to make. She can take it back out of this line. She can buy her food. Take it back out of this line. But this debt right here, this debt is gone. She's gained the cash flow. Now she's just using the line of credit as her checking account. So what's the next move? Well, remember, she makes over $15,000 a month. So she needs a larger line of credit. And after she starts revolving this account for probably just a couple of months, her credit score is going to be up to the point where she can move into a larger line of credit. So let's imagine that. Let's imagine that she's just been living out of this line of credit now for 4 months. Let's just take it as high as we can go here with it. 4 months. She's just been floating with these bills. This line has been increased. Or maybe she gets into a HELOC, whatever, and she's able to get, I don't know, $15,000, $20,000 line. You don't need a crazy high credit score to do that. 660, 680 for sure. You can look at moving into a higher line. So what happens when she now has, let's just go with 15,000. Because a lot of you guys already have that for a line of credit. Okay, so we're going to use 10,000 to eliminate debt. Because we're going to say 5,000 is taken up with just her living expenses or whatever. Okay? So 10,000, what can we do with a $10,000 line of credit? Well, let's look. We have $758. We could pay that off. Payment 51. Let's go with the small ones first. 619. 31. 665. 34. Let's do this 935 for sure because it's 232. So we're going to wipe these out. We did this one, we did this one, we did this one. What else do we have? We want to take the smallest balances and the highest payment. Look here, 39.18, and that's 802. Lord have mercy. We could do the 1,061. And that's going to do, give us 164. We can do we'll just go ahead and do the 452. Get rid of this small junk that she's wasting money and interest on. Let me add up and see where we're at here. So 758, 619, 665, 935, 39.18, 1061, and 452. That's 84.08. So we'll take in, let's do the 648 at $47. Okay, so that means 648, $9,056 is now in the revolving line of credit. Let's see what she's gained in cash flow here. 51, 31, 34, 232, 802, 164, 43, 47. So $1,404 has been gained in cash flow. So plus 1,404. All right. Now, 9,056 is going to be the total balance down here that she's thrown into the line of credit. She's gained $1,404. I want somebody to do some basic math for me. 4th grade math. I want you to take 633 plus 1,404 and tell me what that cash flow is. Okay, so $2,037. Now, I want you to take this new line of credit balance where she added all of this debt, 9,056, and I want you to divide that by $2,037. What'd you get? What? What? I want somebody to say it. Say it in the chat. What did you get? Because you just took the least being 24 months of payments. The least one being 24 months left on these payments. You just paid them off into a revolving line of credit, $9,056, and you've divided it by the cash flow that you've gained in total, 4.44. Is that years? No, that's 4.5 months. 4.5 months. Now, some of you are saying, yeah, but the interest, you didn't apply the interest on this 9,000. Raise your hand if you just said that, because I know you're out there. Remember, this lady makes $15,000 a month. Her checks are going to go into this. Let's say she makes $9,056. She makes over $15,000 a month. You don't think that her income going in there is not going to bring this balance down, whether she's paid daily, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly? And let's say that, I don't know, they charge her $200 in interest. Let's just say that I don't know, they couldn't even do that, but let's just say they charged her the whole 9,056 balance times, let's do 15% interest on this. $114 max, not that much. $114 in interest here to gain $1,404 in cash flow. To me, it's basic math. To you, you may be a naysayer and you're going to look at anything as negative. I don't see getting out of debt as a negative, no matter how I look at it. I look at it as I'm jumping up and down on the inside and about to run around the room. This lady is not in trouble. She's not in trouble. She just feels like she's loaded, but she's not. She's just using the wrong tools. You can't pull a nail out of the wall with a screwdriver. You have to have a hammer claw. You can't screw a screw into the wall with a hammer. Oh, you could beat it in there, but you're not using the right tool. You can't flip a burger with a stick out of the yard. Kind of gross. It's just about the tools that you're using. If you're using the tools correctly at the bank, then guess what? Go buy what you want. I'm not mad at you. I'm going to go buy what I want. I don't want you to be mad at me. I'm just going to use a tool that allows me to have what I want without paying all of the interest. Remember, I said she's paying 100 to 300% interest in here. How much is she going to pay in here? Not even 15%. She's not even going to pay 15%. So you make a decision. Go back on the YouTube channel and watch this live again under the VANNtastic channel. If you're on TikTok, go back, watch the YouTube live. It'll let you replay it and get excited. Get excited. This woman was so overwhelmed. She doesn't need to be overwhelmed. She just needs to get ready to move into the tool that by the end of this year, she's going to be ready for Christmas. And you will be too. Stay encouraged. Stay encouraged. I am so excited that you joined me today. I hope that you got some hope. And I hope that, you know, the rest of your night, you are just jumping with joy. I pray that the good Lord puts his hand over your life and pours favor all over you, all over your children, all over your family, all over your work, all over your desires and your dreams. And I just hope and pray that you're blessed in every single way. Okay? I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and I will see you in the next video.